Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, you're all set.
Awesome. I had my volume down.
You ready?
I think so. 1 second, let me adjust my volume. All right, I think I am ready.
All right, let's get it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I am your host, Tyrone Bridges. Let's get it.
Welcome, welcome. Welcome, everybody. I am your host, Tyrone Bridges, what I thought you knew. And I have a very, very, very special guest and also a returning participant on our show, Miss Ann Somerville. Say hello, Ann.
Hi, everyone.
All right, make sure we hear your volume. And without further ado, we'd like to jump right in and let the public know what seat you are running for and who you are.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. My name is Annie Somerville. I am currently an Ypsilanti City Council member in Ward 3, and I am running for Washtenaw County Commission in District 6, which represents the entire city of Ypsilanti, parts of Ypsilanti Township, and part of Superior Township. So a little bit about me. I'm a first-generation college graduate and a proud Eastern Michigan University alum. It's been great to stay in Ypsilanti, both prior to going back to college and after graduating. Part of why I'm running is because I believe that I bring a different perspective to the county board. Growing up, I experienced extreme poverty throughout periods of my life, and it's really made me center uplifting poor people the most in everything that I do. And I've been able to do that a little bit on city council, but you can only do so much. So I'm really excited to take my perspective and my interest in uplifting people out of poverty. I just think that's hugely important. I also believe that people deserve access to housing, clean water, food, and education. And I also think that people deserve access to things like mental health care, but also substance use treatment. And I believe that we should prioritize harm reduction rather than criminalizing people who are experiencing substance use issues. Some of the work that I've done on city council around this are trying to destigmatize cannabis use and also trying to destigmatize clean needle programs that help get people the services that they need to find treatment that can help them get through the substance use that they're experiencing where needles are used, rather than stigmatizing it. City council last year, we decriminalized needle paraphernalia in the city of Ypsilanti. That way, nonprofits that were doing work on the ground in the city would no longer have to fear being, deal with tickets from police, because for many people who don't know, a lot of communities criminalize needle exchange programs. So in Ypsilanti, majority of council, I believe everybody agreed that we actually want this to be successful because we believe that harm reduction is the best tool towards recovery for people. Right. And it's an issue that's super near and dear to me. Growing up, my mom struggled with substance use, and I watched, her throughout my life not get the support that she needed to overcome that challenge. So I really believe deeply in not criminalizing poverty and not criminalizing substance use issues, because I think at the end of the day, people really just need support. And we as a state and as a county, we have the ability to give people the support that they need to be successful in our community. And we're not going to solve the problem by continuing to criminalize and stigmatize issues like that. So those are two important things to me and part of why I do this work and why I've chosen the path that I've chosen. My three like primary issues that I'm trying to focus my campaign around are housing access, climate justice, and decarceration.
Right.
I believe that those three issues are all kind of relevant to each other. Decarceration for me is focusing heavy on reentry support. I care a lot about making sure people have access to support for housing and workforce development post prison and jail, but I also care a lot about making sure people never go to prison or jail in the first place.
Right.
I feel like we could make huge efforts in Washtenaw County if we try to really, slow down and eliminate the school to prison pipeline. We know that youth in Ypsilanti are often caught up too early in the criminal justice or criminal legal system. And I just believe that we can do better at stopping that pipeline and getting kids before that ever happens. And that's by, things like actually prioritizing community and investing properly in the community and giving our youth an opportunity, to thrive as they're coming of age, both creatively and in education, and give them opportunity to decide if college path might be for them, but college isn't for everybody. Maybe they want to go into skilled trades. Maybe they're really just interested in things like the restaurant industry, and how can we make sure that we give them the tools to not get taken advantage of or exploited in places like the restaurant industry, if that's the path that they choose to take. So there's a lot of ways that I think that we can give youth support to decide their path on their own. And we just need to properly invest in it to make a difference there. But also, climate justice and housing access are super relevant to the concept of decarceration. We're obviously experiencing a climate crisis. We knew 20 years ago that we would be where we are now, and it's only going to get worse. And Michigan is a place where people are going to move, and we will see an increase in what will, climate refugees, people in states that don't have access to fresh food and water will move to places like Michigan. And what I believe will happen if we're not prepared is that people who are already being pushed out of Ypsilanti, poor people who are being pushed out of Ann Arbor and then being pushed into Ypsilanti and pushing even more marginalized people in Ypsilanti out, they're not going to have anywhere to go. And when people don't have the resources that they need to just live, the fundamental rights of housing and water and food, we end up criminalizing them. And my biggest fear is that if we're not prepared as a county, jail and prison will be the housing solution for the climate crisis. And I just think that's unacceptable. We are experiencing a housing crisis nationally, but we've really started to see in the last 5 years in Washtenaw County, just the scarcity of housing access. And I'm very fortunate to have landlords that I believe are good. And but that's not the reality for most people who live in Washtenaw County, in Ypsilanti. I know people who will see, or even in Ann Arbor, will see their rent increase when they go to renew their lease by $500. That's like not something that I haven't heard of. And there's a lot of limitations on what we can do locally. Michigan has a ban on rent control, but what we can do locally and what we have the ability, where we have ability to make a difference is, building more kinds of housing. So senior affordable housing, workforce attainable housing, supportive housing. So and supportive housing kind of goes into giving people the right tools that they need to thrive. So people who are experiencing mental health or substance use issues, supportive housing is really great for them. And we know, some of the data around people who experience homelessness the most. And if we can actually give them the tools to remain housed and remain in the workforce, then we can keep them safely housed for longer. So I don't know if I'm missing. I feel like I covered a lot, and I could.
Well,
keep
that's okay.
on.
If you don't mind me stepping in for a quick second,
cool.
I want to share with the public I want to share with the public on I Thought You Knew that I know the pedigree that you came from, if you don't mind me saying. You are an assistant to Senator Jeff Irwin, who's my friend, who's my dear friend. And I am here to tell the public currently that Jeff and Annie has been the best. I'm talking about, when I say get back with me, I'm talking about they will pick up the phone, get back with you, solve the problem, and move on. Bottom line, look here. We didn't had politicians in the county commissioner seat over and over and over and over again. And I'm talking from experience. I'm talking from what I know. Annie hadn't known that I'm going to say this, but I'm going to speak for her right now, because this woman is the proper woman for this seat. She gets back with you. She follows through until the job is done. That type of leadership in the county is detrimental to the progress of all of us. If we continue to allow politicians to get in because of name recognition or cousin / family or friend recognition, I am not here to tell you guys nothing that you don't want to hear. You want to hear the truth. You want to hear the type of leader that we need, hands down. Listen to Annie right now. Listen to what she speaks about. Hands down, our current county commissioner, and I know she didn't sanction this. This doesn't have anything to do with her. These are not her words. These are our show's words. We have followed our current county commissioner for a long time. We have pitched for his help for a long time. The type of leadership currently is not the type of leadership that we need to be a productive county. Hands down. All I wanted to say in my words of endorsement early, because hands down, without even interviewing anybody else, I Thought You Knew was endorsing Annie Somerville for District 6, Washtenaw County Commissioner, hands down. You can call me personally and talk with me about the things that she have done for our county, our city of Ypsilanti, and her as a person. I want y'all to know, bottom line, I couldn't hold this no longer, because I put out this pitch for all of the county commissioners that are running for office. And Annie received the same email that I sent everybody. Did you or did you not? Everybody should have received the same email. So that means if you are running for a county commissioner's position, please come on the show and let the people know through the show who you are. Hands down. I had 2 replies out of all of the list of candidates that are running. And y'all know I'm transparent. 2. And I'm going to tell you about the 2, the only 2 replies that I've received. Annie, I've received Annie's reply, and also Commissioner Justin Hodge. Washtenaw County, I Thought You Knew will put this on our life of our show. We must elect Annie Somerville for our county commissioner, District 6. We must elect Annie Somerville for our county commissioner, Washtenaw County Commissioner, District 6, hands down. Hands down. And I will put money on this show that Ricky Jefferson will not, cannot come on this show and be interviewed by me because A, he don't reply to emails. He didn't reply to my email and he snubbed the show. Period. Hands down. Hands down. We have to elect Annie Somerville for District 6 County Commissioner. She's been battle tested in Ypsi. She's been battle tested under the leadership of Senator Jeff Irwin, who's my friend. I will put my life on the line for these shows and let you know that you guys need to elect the ones that's going to lead and do the best thing for our county. Hands down.
Well, thank you
That
for
plug
that.
right there,
Yeah.
period. All I wanted to say is just get that off my shoulders because I haven't received any reply from Ricky Jefferson or the Republican candidate that is running for that seat as well. And that's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Well, I appreciate your support. And I also, I'm super lucky to work for Senator Irwin. I've learned a lot in the last 4 years working under him, and it's definitely a privilege to be able to have that job, and I love it, and be able to do something like this. So it's I don't take it for granted. And I also just want to throw a shout out to Justin Hodge. He was one of the people that made sure that I knew that it was time and that I could do this. So I definitely, sometimes you need to be asked a few different times and encouraged before you make a decision like this. So Justin was one of the people that really encouraged me to consider running, and he's been super supportive. So I appreciate that. And I think that he's done really good things. I think him and I can do a lot together if we are both representing Ypsilanti. So I'm excited. I'm also excited anytime we see patterns of people like me and millennials that are getting engaged politically at the local level, just because there's a lot of really important stuff that gets done both at the city and the county level. A lot of the time people pay attention to federal elected offices and statewide, which is totally fine and that's good, but it's the down ballot positions that both help engage voters and turn people out to vote, but also it helps people understand what we even do. So I think part of what I hope to do with this campaign is let people know what county commissioners do and what we have the ability to do, and ask people what they want to see us do. So I think for me, the campaign is also about engaging new voters and getting people interested in county commission races and city council races. It's a big year for the city of Ypsilanti. We have 5 seats up for election. And then if I vacate my seat, that there will be a vacancy at the end of the year for my ward. So I think it's important for people to pay attention this summer. And then depending on what happens on August 2nd, I would vacate my seat at the end of the year, which is a bittersweet, thought for me. I really love city council and I love my colleagues that I get to work with. And
you love city council. I'm sorry for interrupting.
Yep.
But I got to put it on the floor for real. Ypsilanti City, y'all will be losing the gym. And all I'm saying, y'all will be losing a gym that will be polished up to the county commissioner's office, because all I can say, truth, hands down, she will be a gem in the county commissioner's office for the city of Ypsilanti. So let's stop playing.
Yeah. That's why I'm running too. I think that it will be a good opportunity for me to, be there at the table and have a really good relationship with the communities that I represent. And I think that, I think that I already have really great relationships with my colleagues on city council and staff at the city, so it will only be better. But also, I know how to work well with people, even when there's disagreements. So, and even, obviously part of my district will be outside of areas that I've covered before. So most of my district actually. So right now I only represent Ward 3 on city council. So I'm gonna be picking up the entire city if I get elected, and then a precinct in Superior Township and 2 parts of Ypsilanti Township that are kind of surrounding the city. So, I'm ready, and I definitely think that I'm capable of working well with all 3 municipalities that I'll be representing.
We know you're ready. We know you're ready. Let's just put it on the flow. Look here. I thought you knew, viewers and listeners. Look here. She's about to give y'all some information, some very valuable information to help her campaign. She is about to give you her campaign information because look, I thought you knew will bring her back on again and again and again. We must make sure she get in that seat.
Awesome.
Y'all hear what I'm saying?
Well,
we're going to turn it over to her. Let her give her
Shameless
campaign
plug.
information.
Yeah, I'm having a campaign kickoff next week on Monday, actually at 6 p.m. at 734 Brewing Company. Tyrone, you're invited. And volunteers is always welcome. I'm going to need people to help me get my message out to voters. And there'll be different opportunities throughout the summer to get involved on the ground. Which is most important to me is getting out there and engaging one-on-one with voters. And then of course, if you have nothing to do on election day, which is August 2nd, and you want to volunteer your time, that will also be super helpful. So I appreciate any and all support, even if it's just, talking to your neighbors about why you want me to represent you on the county board, and reminding them to vote. And you can vote early and you can vote on election day. So voting really does start in, at the end of June. So it's important to start getting the word out now, and encouraging people to, to do some research and reach out to me directly. I'm happy to talk to anybody at any point about why I'm running, and hopefully I'll earn the support that I need to win. My friend is humble and shy. Just give him your contact information, your email, your website. Yep. Let's talk to him. So I'll drop it in the chat and I'll say it out loud. So my phone number is 734-309-1208. And you can call me anytime. And then my campaign website is actually voteanniesomerville.com. I'm dropping it in the chat. And then I don't know if you can post that in the comments on Facebook, Tyrone, but okay. Still working on my website. And then all of my social media is Annie for Ipsy. So you can go facebook.com/Annie for Ipsy, Instagram, Annie for Ipsy, Twitter, Annie for Ipsy. So you can follow me on all of my social media. I'll be posting more as the summer progresses, and I'll be updating my website to build up what my issues are and more details on what I hope to be covering. And then I'll have an area developed where people can leave comments and suggestions for what they would like to see their county commissioner do. So I'm just really honored to have this opportunity to get the word out. I appreciate you, Tyrone, and I'm excited to work hard all summer. Bottom line, y'all, hands down, look, I told y'all before, we got a gem on this show. And Annie, look, I'm not carrying nobody's lunch, but if she had a backpack, I'll be right there standing beside her. She is a 100% public servant, a 100% public servant. You're not going to find nobody that's running in this position like this. Annie has been hands down 100% raw, pure public servant. If you want a public servant in the Washtenaw County Commissioner, District 6, that serve us, vote Annie Somerville, period. Period. We're going to have to change the old guard, because our old guard has been asleep like hell. I'm just going to tell you now, they've been asleep. She can't say this, but I am sanctioned to say it. I will say it over and over again. I will sleepwalk saying, our old guard is asleep. We need to re-elect some people that are
in office that want to do things for us the right way, serve the public, just like she said on I Thought You Knew. Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Annie. Thank you for so much that you have done for the city of Ypsilanti. And I know for a fact, when we get you on the county commissioner seat, will you agree to come back on the show and bless us
Absolutely.
with your presence?
Yep, absolutely. I'm happy to come on anytime.
Thank you very much. And look, once again, y'all, this is a pre-endorsement period. We don't need to interview nobody else from District 6 because most of them will not reply to my email. Annie Somerville is hands down the choice for District 6, Washtenaw County Commissioner. Thank you very much, sister, for coming on our show, and we will have you back on before you get elected.
Awesome. Thank you.
God
I
bless you.
appreciate it.
All right. Peace.
Fist pump. All right. Have a good night.
You too.